Hello, and welcome to another update video about Solana. Solana seems to struggle with this resistance level that I put onto the chart. I can't remember yesterday or a few days ago here around $176, the previous structural resistance level. So it's good to see that Solana is respecting those technical parameters. I mentioned to you yesterday that here, looking at the move to the upside, the wave count was technically complete. Mentioned that in my written update, but also in the video yesterday, which is why I didn't give you another micro support area, just to highlight that, yeah, there isn't really, there isn't really the short-term setup to support any further upside, even though in case we extend, we should reach that $184 level. That would be ideal because it is the 100% extension of the initial A wave. So wave A and wave C can still get there, okay? So a break above yesterday's high would open the door to get to that level, because that's typically an ideal level for a C wave. Wave A and C often have the same length, but obviously this is never a guarantee, and it's all about probabilities, and the A equals C target, it's a mathematical projection that, the market will decide, right? If it gets there. It's more like we got quite close already. Therefore, I mentioned to you anyway, it is close that this tops at any point, because we have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and we're already in the 5th wave. So the main element of that yellow rally seems to be done. However, we can extend the rally higher, and if we get a pullback now, we might see a B wave pullback as shown in orange. So let me explain that. We have two scenarios here on the chart in which we could be forming a B wave. So that's nothing new. We talked about the first count as a WXY structure. And in the Y wave, we then have an A, B, C, in which, as I said, 184 is the ideal target, but the micro pattern was already full, so be on the side of caution. It can still turn around and get one more high. I mean, it would be ideal, right? But obviously, what are we talking about? Maybe like this one more high. All I can share with you is what is the current support, and the risk has basically increased due to the structure. The support is now between $148.46 and $162, so it really takes a break below $148.46, a sustained break, to suggest that we formed the top there. So that's, if you're happy with that drawdown, that's up to you if you trade this short term. But technically speaking, we could say that this WXY could top at any point. It just takes now a break below 148.46 to suggest that this B wave has topped, and then we come down in wave C. Why? Because the orange count is another way of looking at this chart, in which we have formed a 1-2 setup, and then the idea was that we are in the third wave, but this here is too short for the third, therefore the third needs to be up there somewhere, and this here could be the A wave of the third. This initial rally is also a 3-wave move, so it makes sense to consider the third wave as a 3-wave move as well. And because this initial rally is 5 waves, this obviously cannot be all of wave 3. So it could be, however, the A wave of the third wave. Then we're looking now possibly for the B wave of the third wave. Could start at any point. Not saying it has started, but if it has, then this is support, which means it takes a break below support to suggest a larger top is in. Because this orange B wave shouldn't break below support, and then the C wave rally should start from there. It is just another setup to look at, a questionable one, because we're dealing with a diagonal, of course, and the B wave pullback, but hey, there is one. And then if we get higher in the third wave, then there might still be another 4-5 pattern. So that's sort of how I see this chart right now, which is, we can keep it very simple. You don't need to understand anything about Elliott waves here to understand the levels. Next structural resistance is obviously yesterday's high, and that is at $176 pretty much. A break above it should send the price more directly in one more high to $184. I mean, that is still possible. However, it starts to look a bit toppy up there. If we get a pullback, then this is the support area to watch for a reaction and a possible start for the C wave. How do we know the C wave rally has started? It's quite simple. We're just watching for a first small 1-2 setup, which could act as a setup for trading the third wave in the C wave and maybe the 4-5. That's sort of how I would look at this. It is a messy structure. It is not an easy chart to trade. I've said that many times as well, but the last support areas worked out nicely. So I'm giving you another one, just always with the word of caution here that we're dealing with probably a corrective rally. Well, it is corrective. The question is, how high does it extend? Because even if it forms into a larger bullish structure, it's still corrective, could be a larger diagonal. And at the moment, there is no sign of a top. Yeah. But what I do is I give you support, which you can use to measure your risk. And then if we break support, yeah, that indicates that we could at least, I'd say, well, there is at least an increased probability then to test the 119 level down there. Yeah, but we'll see how the structure looks then. First of all, let's see if the price can extend once more to 184. Then there will be another opportunity to top there and possibly start a larger pullback, maybe then in wave B. But for now, this is the support area. Next upside target is clear. Next resistance is clear. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.